come on in because we are about to review Symone's response to Rashid's video. She was on Kamisha Reviews. I watched the video. And what did y'all think, y'all that watched it? You know what? I kind of feel different, y'all. I'm not going to lie. I kind of feel different. And you know what? I said in my last video, if any of you watched the video, you can go back and watch it, the one I did with Rashid. I told unmarried people out here, single people, that you can't always believe what these married women or girlfriends are saying that they didn't know, because lots of times they do know. They're not always telling you what's going on behind closed doors. They're not always telling you what they already know and what they're already dealing with. And we come to find out that for the most part, y'all, Symone knew about 95% of it. 95%. So I don't even know if we can call Rashid a liar. Sure, he lied to us in some ways. I didn't talk to him, but sure, he was putting on a facade for us. He was lying to us. But if he's lying to us, I guess you could say Symone was lying to us because she knew too. So if he didn't tell us and knew that his Rolex watch was fake and his gold chain was fake and that he was broke and he didn't have any money, and he didn't tell us and he lied to us, Symone knew. Did she lie to us too? You got to ask yourself, is it a lie? From what Symone tells us out of Symone's own mouth, she knew about 95% of the stuff going on with Rashid. She was helping him. She was representing him in court. She was getting the debts discharged. She was helping him get on payment plans. She was the one that told him, you need to quit this entrepreneurship, this hustle, this side, whatever you got going, this scam business you got going, not a scam. And you need to get a 9-to-5, which he did. According to Symone, he's got a 9-to-5 now. According to Symone, he's got a 9-to-5 job. He's no longer trying to chase this car business as much. So what was the lie that Rashid told? Forget about the lie to us, because I'm really at this point, he doesn't owe me any explanation. And Symone doesn't owe me any explanation, right? So I really can't say Symone lied to me, and I can't say that Rashid lied to me. And now what I'm saying is I can't all the way say that Rashid lied to Symone. Because what I'm hearing in this interview, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, what I'm hearing is actually Rashid said everything, told her everything, all his bad debts, all the bad business decisions he's made, about his ADHD, how it's played a role in his life. And what she said was, I love you and I want to help you get out of this mess. And she was there to help him. She was there to develop a plan, as she said, for him to get back on track. Now, the only part where I guess you could call it a lie was when he said, I'll stick to the plan. I'm going to stick to the plan, Symone. I'm going to stick to the plan. And then he didn't stick to the plan. That could be the lie. That could be a lie. But let me tell you, that's a long, far distance from where I was when I watched his interview. That's a long difference before when I first believed he had lied to Symone about everything, and maybe she didn't know as much. Now, sure, there was other little things where she didn't know the extent. Like he went behind her back and he bought those $125,000 car or whatever she said, when he shouldn't have done that because that was not part of the plan. He wasn't supposed to spend more than $1,000, and he went out and tried to get a quick fix. You know what Rashid was doing, y'all? Rashid was flipping cars. That's not a business. Flipping cars. That's not a business. That's a hustle. I know how he got caught with those cars. I'm telling you, this economy out here has got a lot of people tripped up. And I don't know if all y'all know it, but a while back, used cars was a hot commodity out here in the world. Used cars were selling for so much more than new cars because of the COVID situation. There were people who were buying used cars day one, and in 3 months, they were selling them more than they were worth. Used cars. There were people who were ordering luxury cars like Teslas, and then they would be able to sell that car for sometimes $20,000 more than they bought it for. You know why? Because the car manufacturers were so backed up. the new car manufacturer was so backed up from COVID, they couldn't deliver cars fast enough for people who wanted to buy them. So let's say you wanted to buy a Tesla or Escalade, as Symone was talking about. And then Rashid was a person who pre-bought the car. Then you say, well, I really want it. And guess what you're willing to pay? You're willing to pay $20,000 over a sticker of what he paid. He was flipping cars. He was gambling with cars. But something happened in the car business. You know what happened? The manufacturer started catching up, and those used car prices started to go down, and lots of people started losing money on these flips of cars. That's the hustle out there. Let me tell you, I told people, be careful dealing with entrepreneurs, because if you are not from the entrepreneurial world and you don't know what's going on in these streets, you don't know what's going on in the streets, so you never see it coming. You never see it coming. Symone said, I saw the cars in the garage and I didn't really understand what was going on. And that's because she's not from that world. You see, Symone was comfortable with the debt because I think Symone has experience as an attorney, probably with bankruptcy and clearing debts and all these other kind of things. So she was comfortable coming up with a plan for Rashid because she probably does it for a living. She's done it for a living. A lot of people would have been afraid of his circumstances, but because she's a lawyer and she's probably been in this business, she wasn't afraid. She knew that even with the debt that he had, she probably could help him get cleared of it. So she said to herself, I know I probably can get this debt cleared off, but I love this man. He's a good man and he gonna give me a baby because Symone wants a child. She wants to get married and she wants the family, and she decided to work with Rashid. I'm telling you, I think I got to back off from calling Rashid too much of a liar. He lied. He absolutely did lie. He lied to me. It was a facade. But just as he lied to me, so did Symone. Symone and Rashid got that YouTube channel. Symone was digging into Jeffrey because Jeffrey's husband was broke and was evicted, and Jeffrey was evicted. And come to find out, Rashid is darn near in foreclosure. I don't know why Symone was doing that. So if we're going to call Rashid a liar, we'd have to all say that Symone was lying to us. But I don't want to call really either one of them a liar, because really what they did was they just didn't tell us their business. They didn't tell us their business, and I don't know if that's considered a lie. I was calling Rashid more of a liar because I thought he lied to Symone. But as you come to find out, he didn't do that much lying to her. He promised something and didn't stick with it. He promised something to stick with a payment plan. He promised to stick to a debt cancellation plan, and he didn't stick with it. He promised her that, hey, I won't buy anything over $1,000, and he did. Those are broken promises. Those are broken promises. But he was actually upfront with her about all the issues he had going on. All of them. Symone said she even helped him get a PPP loan, which means she had complete insight to his financials. Complete insight. If you help him fill out government paperwork for a PPP loan, you had access to all his financials. She knew exactly what she was dealing with if she helped him get a PPP loan. I sure hope he didn't defraud the government, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I sure hope he doesn't turn out to be like this blue fella defrauding people over PPP loans, and now he can't pay back the PPP loan that he got. Isn't that stuff? Don't you got to pay that stuff back? Some of them I know was for free, but I thought some of them you had to pay back. I hope he didn't take out no loan that he can't pay back. Symone even admits that what Rashid was doing is not really a business plan. It's not really an investment. It's a hustle. It's a hustle. She even admits that he really wasn't running a business, that this was a hustle. Yeah, he hit it big over here. Yeah, he hit it big sometimes. But for the most part, we're coming to find out that Rashid has struggled with financial issues for a long, long, long time. And he said it. He said he struggled back when he was with his first wife. And he's still struggling. Like I said on my first video, there is no reason why Rashid should even be an entrepreneur. He should have been in a 9-to-5 job a long time ago. And kudos to Symone for telling him, you need to get a job. Forget these hustles. Forget these side gigs. Forget all this up and down money, or go get a job. And she said he did listen to her. She said he listened to her, went and got a 9-to-5 job, and now he's so-called in his dream job. So then where did it get wrong where now she had to call off the wedding? You know where it got wrong? It went wrong when she said, now you're jeopardizing what I want, and that is she wanted that wedding. She didn't want an expensive wedding, as she said. She bumped down the price from $30,000 to $17,000. And at first he said, hey, why don't we just go elope? Let's just go elope. She said, no, why do I need to elope at my age? I deserve a wedding. And she wanted a wedding. She got the ring. She kept the ring. I'm sure that ring was expensive. I'm sure he didn't pay cash for that ring. Whoever that is, Zales. Who else do you get rings from? I know they ain't going to get paid. They are not going to get paid. And you can't foreclose on a ring. You can't foreclose on a ring. So I'm quite sure he financed that ring just like he financed those cars, and he had all those car payments that now he probably can't pay because the cars aren't worth what he paid for them, just like she told us. But Symone drew the line when he couldn't buy her no birthday gift, and when he couldn't pay for the wedding, and he couldn't take her on any trips. And she said, well, now I draw the line. If he would have been able to get a loan to pay for that wedding, take her on a trip, and do a few more things, who knows? They still might be together. She still loves him. She still loves him, and I don't put it past them that they'll get back together. I don't put it past them that they might get back together. And you know what? To each his own. To each his own, if that's what she wants, because Symone is not afraid of this man's debt. She did not blink. She said she was not afraid of the student loan debt at $200,000. She was not afraid of any of the other debts that he owed. She said she was not afraid that his debts were more than his income, that his expenses were more than his income, because she said she had a plan. In fact, she says her plan worked. I don't know if I agree with that, but she says her due diligence in running credit checks and looking into the house, which is in the note is in the mother's name. The mortgage is in the mother's name, but the deed is in his name. Or what this means is that the mother qualified for the home mortgage, and then subsequently, after the mother bought the house, got the mortgage on the house, she more than likely a quick claim deed the house over to Rashid, and that's why he's on the deed. Almost like you're a parent and you gift your child a house and you add them to the deed. That's what she did. Don't do this, nobody, because in the end, even though she deeded him the house, or is on the deed and he's on the deed, she is financially responsible for the house because she's actually on the mortgage note. Don't do this out in the world. Older people, older women, older men, do not put your retirement at risk for your younger children. Don't do it. I said in my last video that Rashid has had a lot of help out here in the world getting to where he is. There are people that have helped him get here, that have created an enablement environment. Okay. Obviously the mother has done that. She's put cars in his name. She's put houses in her name to help him keep creating this sort of Ponzi scheme. Because that's what it is. It's really paying Peter, robbing Paul to pay Peter, floating the money. But in the end, you're really not making any money because you get a loan over here to pay a debt over here. You're doing this, you're doing that. And Symone, kudos to her. She said, well, you know what? I'm going to stop being an enabler. I'm not going to do anything more. You know what? Sure. The reason why she stopped, I believe, was because he couldn't come through on the wedding. He couldn't come through on the honeymoon, and he couldn't come through on the birthday gift. So I'm glad she eventually stopped it, but she probably should have stopped it a long time ago, knowing all this. Knowing all of what she knows, she should have stopped it a long time ago. The things that Symone was doing for Rashid are things I would say, yes, if you were married to a man and this was the circumstances you found yourself in, as a wife, I do believe you should work through that with your husband. You should work through that. You are married. But as a girlfriend, I don't believe you should have gotten this deep into it. Now that I know she knows all this about Rashid and she wasn't lied to, she wasn't tricked, she wasn't bamboozled, I say I don't know why she went in and started assuming all this responsibility for him. I think it was too much for her to assume. Too much responsibility to help him. Because this is the other thing you got to realize about a person who's Rashid's age. Is if you're helping him, you also got to believe that whoever has helped him in the past, why didn't he take that help? Why is your help different? Why is the help that you're bringing any different from the help he might have received in the past, from the ex-wife, from the mother in the past? You've got to know that there's something bigger going on. And that is, it isn't that Rashid has not been offered help in the past, but what Rashid has done is Rashid hasn't taken advantage of the help. That's what it is. Because Rashid wanted to keep up the facade. Rashid wants to have the image that he's a baller. He's a shot caller. That's why he left teaching. He wasn't willing to start in teaching and see his salary rise along the way. He wanted the quick money, the fast money. He's addicted to the quick money and the fast money. Just like Symone said. Just like Symone said, it's almost like gambling. He's addicted to it. So it isn't always that he didn't have help. It isn't that he always didn't have help. And like I said in my last video, Rashid needs to learn how to take the help. He needs to stop making financial decisions for himself because he's incapable of making a good financial decisions. And in fact, even when people want to come and help him, like Symone, like his mother probably did, like his ex-wife probably did, he didn't want to stick with the plan. He didn't want to follow the advice. But I tell you this, I think I do have to take off the label of liar. Yeah, he lied. He lied about telling Symone, I'm going to stick with this plan, and he didn't. But the amount of lies that I thought he told to Symone, I'm now realizing he didn't tell all those lies. She was fully aware. She was even aware that he was making this video that he made. I thought that he hopped on this video really quickly to cover his butt because he thought Symone was going to come for him. Come to find out, Symone's not mad at him. Symone still loves him. Symone has love for him, for his child. She has empathy and sympathy for him. In fact, Symone said that when she was doing this interview with Kamisha Reviews, he was outside cutting her grass. She said she was the one that told him to make the video. Tell you how wrong I was. I kept thinking Symone was in the dark. She wasn't in the dark. She was walking in the light. She was in the light. I tell you, you sometimes see this with people. Symone being an attorney, being in the field of, let's say, finances, maybe hanging bankruptcy, getting people out of sticky situations. They're sometimes not afraid of these type of people. Just like Phaedra Parks, remember Real Housewives? She was married to, what's his name? He was up there doing all that white collar criminal crime. Phaedra Parks not scared of that because you know what? She's an attorney. She's gotten plenty of crooks out of jail before. Okay, she's not afraid of that. Where other people, we would have been running from those types of things that man was doing. We were like, oh, good Lord, what is this? Me and you, we might have run from a Rashid because what he was doing seemed so foreign to us. But Symone, she's comfortable in this world. She's seen it before. She's gotten people out of bigger issues. In fact, she was boasting on Kamisha Reviews, talking about how she got $10,000 written off on him. And she knew he owed the money. Oh, I knew he owed the money, but I got him off anyway. That's just like an attorney. I knew he committed the crime, but I got him off because I'm good at what I do. Symone said, I am good at what I do. And all this debt you got, Rashid, it ain't no problem for me. I can take care of it. I can handle it. It wasn't until he didn't come up with that wedding money and she was like, I'm done. That's when she said she was done. And another thing, she also said that they was living together, which we knew. And she was saying, oh, he was paying all the bills and all I had to do was pay for the food. How is he paying all the bills and you know this man is darn near broke? How are you living a life with him where you got him paying all the bills, going on fancy trips to Mexico for birthday parties, engagement parties, and you're not paying any of the bills and you know he's broke? I don't know, y'all. I'm feeling some kind of way. She's a grown woman and she can do what she wants. She can make the choices that she wants. But I'm telling you, I'm not feeling the level of empathy, or I'm not saying empathy. I have empathy for her because I don't want this to happen to any woman. But I don't have the level of sympathy I had at one time because at first I thought he did a whole lot of lying to her. I thought that she was in the dark on a lot more issues. And I come to find out she wasn't in the dark. She was in the light. And in fact, she was trying to lead the recovery. She was the leader. She was a project manager. She was the manager over it. Now, he didn't listen to her, but not listening to her and doing what she says is completely different than him being labeled a complete liar. I draw a distinction. Some of you may not, but I do. Does it mean that he's trustworthy? Does it mean that people should be with him? No. But I say that he was open and he was honest with her about a lot of this stuff. A lot of it. She had to have known. She had to have known. Her mama had to have included her and told her, because she said she knew that the mama was on the deed. He was probably behind in child support, and she knew that too. How's she going in on Jeffrey and child support, and more than likely Rashid is behind on child support? What the heck is going on, people? What the heck is going on? Listen, Rashid wanted the fairy tale life, and so did Symone. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Rashid wanted the fairy tale life, the image, and so did Symone. Symone wanted to be married. Symone wanted a baby. Symone wanted to have a family. And I'm not putting her down for that. And that's what got the better of her. That's what made her, for all these years, 2 years, overlook what would have been the better judgment. Because she wanted to be married. She wanted to have a kid. And as she said, Rashid is a good guy. He's nice. He's kind. He does things for people. He's probably well loved by his friends and his family. He's not a cheater. He's there for her. All those things. But what he's got a problem with is he doesn't know how to manage his money, and he's addicted to the fast money. And what she thought was that the only thing he was missing was knowledge about finances. And she said, that's okay because that's my strength. She said, that's okay. You don't know how to manage your finances because I know how to manage money really, really well. But what she didn't count on was that he was addicted to the fast money. What she didn't count on that is even when she got him on a better track, on a plan, that his addiction would carry him back to the fast money. And let me tell you, when he went out and bought those new cars or whatever she said for $125,000, but now they only worth $85,000, he was going back to the fast money. Because even though he might have had this new 9-to-5 job and he was making a steady salary, he needed to come up with some cash fast for this wedding. He needed to find some cash fast for the birthday trips, the birthday gifts. And so what he did is he went out gambling. If y'all ever known a gambler, that's what they do. They go, I'm going to make a run to Vegas real quick so I can make me some fast money. That way I can get this money real quick to do that. That's what Rashid did. He was on the track. He was working her plan. But because he was paying all the bills at the house, she wasn't even paying none of the mortgage. How the heck did Symone got him paying? Y'all, this stuff is crazy. He paying the whole mortgage, everything, on a new job. He can't afford all this. Why were they planning a wedding? Why were they planning engagement parties? Why were they planning trips? This is ridiculous. Why was she saying yes to a dress and making videos about dress shopping? They more alike than not, y'all. I'm starting to think that Symone and Rashid are more alike than not. They both want the fairy tale. If he was lying, he sold her a fairy tale and she was ready to purchase. She was buying it hook, line, and sinker. And I think she had too much faith in her own ability. She probably is very good with money. She's very good at an attorney, getting people out of fixes and messes and stuff. She's probably very good at it. And she thought she could use her skills to help Rashid. But she had an uncooperative client. You know how the attorney says, just do everything I say. Don't say nothing. Don't open your mouth. Let me represent you. Let me fight your case. And what Rashid was he was an uncooperative client, and he got on the stand and started talking and blew the case. He got on the stand, started talking, and blew the case. And Rashid and Symone, the attorney, said, good Lord, I can't deal with you if you're not going to follow my direction and my advice. I'll tell you a couple of mistakes Symone did make when she started talking about I ran the credit check. First of all, credit checks are darn near mean nothing these days. Listen, I told y'all I have apartment buildings and I rent out buildings to people. And most of my tenants are not high-end apartments, real wealthy or whatever else. Middle class people or whatever else. But you know what I don't do? I do not rely upon credit checks. I need to see your bank statements. Because you know what bank statements show me? Bank statements show me when did you pay your rent to your last landlord. I want to see it. Give me a 6 month bank statements because I want to see when you paid your last landlord, were you on time? Did you pay on the 1st, or were you a slow payer? Do you pay on the 6th, the 7th, the 15th? Okay, first of all, paying your rent ain't on no credit report. See, there's a lot of things not on the credit report. I want to see how you pay your bills. I want to see how you're spending your money monthly. Is it more? Is your count always in the negative? Do you barely have any money left over after you pay all your bills? I want to go through your bank accounts. And what Symone did was a fatal mistake, where she didn't get those bank statements and double check those bank statements. That's what she didn't do. And people lie about their bank statements too. People out here producing fake W-2s. They're producing fake bank statements. So when you start to do forensics on people's finances, you better be very, very good, because people are producing fake bank statements, fake W-2s, fake everything. And you know what you also can't rely upon no more out here in certain worlds? You can't even rely upon a calling an ex-landlord saying, did the tenant pay on time? Because let me tell you, if I had a bad tenant and wasn't paying, and my tenant said, you know what, I'm leaving, I'm getting out of here, and they found a new place, and that new landlord said, I'm just calling you to do a verification on your current tenant. Are they current on their rent? I'll be like, yeah, they are. Because you know what I want? I want them gone. And that's what you found out here. Landlords start lying for people because the landlords just want them gone. And they will tell the new landlord whatever they need to tell them for that new landlord to take this bad tenant off their hands. And what Symone messed up, she didn't request those bank statements. I think he told her, I'll give them to you. And she never kept asking for it. But I don't believe that either, because in order to apply for a PPP loan, you've got to see the bank statements. There's no way the government is giving you a loan without bank statements, which means Symone saw them. I've gotten to believing that he got this PPP loan and he's been living off this PPP loan for the last year or 2 years. And that's the money they've been over here spending. I'm starting to believe that, y'all. I'm starting to believe it. And then the PPP loan money ran out. And now he's even in more trouble. Now he got a loan. Now he got a debt. Now he's got a woman that he loves and cares for. So he's got to keep showing her a good time. He's got to pay for an engagement ring. And the ring must have been expensive because she said she got insured. You don't insure no ring that was only $4,000. She said she insured her ring. In fact, she had the ring on. She might have put it on the other finger, but she says, I ain't giving it up because she ain't ready to give up the dream. She's not ready to give up the fairy tale. She ain't done with Rashid. Symone is not done with Rashid. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. All I'm saying is that let's not call him a liar. Let's not call him a liar, because he didn't lie to the person who matters the most. He didn't lie to Symone. He might have lied to you. He might have lied to me, but he didn't lie to Symone. Now, did he do everything he said he was going to do? No. He did go out and do that large purchase to kind of have that, try to get that fast money because he is an addict. Sure, he lied about that part, but she knew. She knew about his bad habits with money. She had to have known that there was a chance he wouldn't follow her plan, because she had known in the past he hadn't followed anybody's plans. He hadn't followed the therapist's plan. He hadn't followed his mama's plan. He hadn't followed his ex-wife's plan. She knew that he had a history and a track record of not following a plan. So I don't even know if you could call it a lie, because even though he didn't follow the plan, is that a lie? If you're going out with an alcoholic and you know he has a history of being an alcoholic and he drinks, his ex-wife told you he was an alcoholic, his mama told you he's an alcoholic, and he tells you, well, I'm going to stop drinking, but you leave him at home with a bottle of tequila and you come back and he drinks the tequila. You could say, well, you lied. You told me you weren't going to drink it, but what did you expect? The tequila's sitting right there. Rashid is addicted to fast money. And if you put on him a lot of upcoming bills, guess what, Rashid? You need to come up with this wedding money. You need to come up with honeymoon money. You need to come up with this kind of money and this kind of money. What do you think the fast money addict is going to do? He's going to go back to what he knows how to do and get the fast money so he can give you the money to do and satisfy you because he loves you and wants to be with you. That's like setting out a tequila bottle in front of an alcoholic and saying, don't touch it. He had the incentive to go back to the fast life. He was trying to get out the fast life. He was trying to get this 9-to-5 job, but these expectations over here kept piling up. And he said, I can't meet these expectations, the wedding and all this other kind of stuff, this facade I'm trying to keep up. I'm going to have to do a quick hit on these flipping of the cars. And he went back to doing what he knows how to do, or what he's comfortable with doing. I done changed my mind, y'all. I done changed my mind. I know some of y'all gonna be mad and go like, no, he's still a liar. Then go ahead and keep with it. I am releasing Rashid from the big liar label. I sure am. I'm releasing him from the liar label. I am. And I'm putting him in the category of he is an addict to fast money. And he tried to stay on the right track to fast money. He couldn't stay on the right track to fast money. And he went back to doing what he knows how to do because he needed the fast money to pay for this wedding and this ring and this honeymoon and everything else. He went back to doing what he knew how to do to get the fast money. And even though he shouldn't have done it, even though it's wrong, I'm not going to completely call him a liar, because you know what? He don't owe me the truth. He don't owe you the truth. And come to find out, he has not lied to the people important in his life. His mama knew the truth. That's why she put mortgages in her name and cars in her name. And come to find out, his fiance, the love of his life, Symone, knew the truth too. The most important people in his life knew the truth. So I done changed my mind, y'all. I have changed my mind on this one. Anyway, that's it. Talk to y'all later. Bye.